Hello YouTube, I finally got Saints Volume 4. I've only physically got the third volume and the fourth volume. The first two I actually read online during the pandemic. This one, Volume 4, is 1955 to 2020. Sounded in every year, and it's basically about the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and their history of going forth. There's a little quote from Joseph Smith there from 1842. And then we've basically got the contributors. And then you've got part one by degrees. This is 1955 to 1966. Then 1966 to 1978. So this covers the late 50s, 60s, 70s, 1979 to 1997. I'm actually born. Hooray! So you've got the 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s and 90s in here. And then you've got 1997 to 2020. So basically just at the pandemic. You get these gorgeous maps of missionary journeys and travels by degrees. And then you get this lovely map of South America. And then if I can find, I've not actually read any of this yet. It is written in a style that is easy readable, if that makes sense. We've got little Africa, so the church growing in Africa there. Because there are more members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints living outside of Utah and the USA than actually living within it. And that, I think, going forward is going to have an impact. There's no way that it can't. His own path. So this is part 3. So we've got Eastern Europe, so Poland, Ukraine, Germany, Czechoslovakia, Hungary, Romania, Bulgaria, Russia, etc., etc. Then you've got Jerusalem. So you've got the Mount of Olives, the BYU Jerusalem Centre, where they don't proselytise, they can't preach. Orson-Hyde Memorial Garden and the Western Wall of the temple. Then you've got East Asia, Beijing, South Korea, and the church in the Philippines, Vietnam, etc., etc., Asia, China, etc., etc., Mongolia, Japan. Okay, that's that's the part 3. If I can find part 4, we'll see what countries this one looks at. Always there, and South and Southeast Asia. So you've got India, China, Thailand, Indonesia, the Philippines, and then Mexico, Central America, and the Caribbean. So the church's development there, which will be an interesting read because it's not in locations that people are accustomed to. We're very accustomed to hearing about the church. Obviously, you know, the founding of Utah, the moving from New York, all of that malarkey, and then obviously the British mission. This is not that. This is the church going out. See, look, to various parts of the world. See, look, they're even like going to Solihull. That's nice of them. Cute. So you've got South America, Africa, Asia, India, China, Japan, and then obviously, you know, Australia, New Zealand. So journeys and travels. So you've got Elder Kimball, Humanitarian Tour, Tabernacle Choir Tour, President Hinckley and Asia Tour, and Operating Temples in 1955. So it will be a very interesting read because it will be parts of church history that I've lived through but not actually known about, because weirdly enough, people don't actually realise that in the 60s, 70s and 80s, communication wasn't that great. So this will be highly interesting to read about because obviously the internet happened in the 90s. You know, good old dial-up. So I think this is going to be a fascinating read, to be fair. So we've got the first 3 volumes of Saints tell the story of the Church of Jesus Christ, from Joseph Smith's first vision to the dedication of the first temple outside North America. Now, the fourth volume carries this story to the present day, recounting the church's astounding growth and inspiring development since 1955. So you've got 9 temples at the beginning and more than 1 million members. So missionary work goes out and available in multiple languages. And then many nations, kindreds, tongues and peoples want the restoration. So Sounded in Every Ear is the final book in Saints, a new 4-volume narrative history of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, fast-paced, meticulously researched and written under the direction of the First Presidency. So, for the good of the Church and the rising generations. And what's really nice is every single chapter. See, look, go to chapter 10, Time is Critical. You've got everything you could want. You will be able to find all of these resources. You will be able to link them. Good old documentation. It's really important to have a good index and links. So you've got topic church growth, topic servicemen branches South Korea. And remember, the church's operation has changed. How it worked and functioned in the 60s, 70s, 80s and 90s isn't how the church functions in 2025. And I think that is absolutely fascinating. And look, you get these cute little artworks. And then there's an index as well as a chapter footnote links. So that's brilliant. So you can look all this up, whether you believe or whether you don't. You can look it all up and get the information that you want. See, look, Eastern Europe, page 104. And then we go over here. We're still First Presidency, AIDS epidemic, statement 1988. So there you can find about that. And that is totally at random, not planned at all. Living Christ testimony when that happened. So much of current church. One wants to say doctrine, but actually one doesn't. More relevant world stuff. So like the Living Christ proclamation, the Family of the Proclamation happened in this particular time. So from the 60s to 2020. And then you've got this beautiful artwork. So you've got temples worldwide. And then it's temples as of April 2020, dedicated, under construction, announced. This book went to press. As this book went to press, an additional 125 temples have been announced since April 2020. I wonder if the Birmingham one, see, look, there we've got the Chorley Temple, which is near Preston but not in Preston. And there we've got the Surrey Temple, which is in the county of Surrey, which is actually a county that is next to London, not in London. So when they say London Temple, they actually mean in Surrey, which is a separate region. Just saying. And then they've got the Chorley Temple up there, which is near Preston, not in Preston. It does have a lovely view, and the Chorley Temple actually prevents Preston joining with the beautiful market town of Chorley. Just pointing that out. It's for planning reasons that it is there, because then the fields are protected around it and the city and the market town can't be joined. Just saying. And the new temple that the UK is getting is actually going in Royal Sutton Coldfield, which is another market town, which is on the outskirts of the city of Birmingham, which is, city of Birmingham is the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland's second city. London is the first city in the UK. It's also the capital city, and it is a mega city, and it's an international finance capital, and it is an international city. So the whole of the world you can find in London. So this is a really, really good one. So you've got South America, North America, you can see all the temples there. The temples in Africa. The temples, oh, look, Australia's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So lucky. And then they've got, like, is that 2? Oh, they've got 2 in New Zealand. One's announced, I think, a little, yeah, it's announced. Bless them. And then they've got 1, 2, 3, 4 here on the little islands, and then they've got 2 announced. That's so cute. The Oceania there. And then you've got over here in South Asia. That's nice. Yeah, it's looking good. There's the temples in Europe. So that's kind of cool. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please like, comment and subscribe. And thank you so much for the support. So this is my review of Sounded In Every Ear. Well, it's not a review because I actually haven't read it yet. This is like a flick through. But the artwork is gorgeous. It's got really good links to basically everything. And you can basically find church history at the drop of a pin, which is really nice. You know, clarity in all things is very helpful. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please like, comment and subscribe. And thank you so much for the support. Bye.